365 buttons. If you know, you know, and if you don't. Well, that's kind of the whole point. It all started back on December 21st, 2025. A TikToker named Tamara left a comment on a video about rebranding for the new year. She wrote, "I'm getting 365 buttons, one for each day, because I want to do more stuff. And I'm scared of time, so I want to be more conscious of it." Naturally, people were confused. What do you do with 365 buttons? Put them in a jar, make a long string of them. Tamara's reply is what really kicked things off. It might just be the most important sentence of 2026. She said, "Hey, so it actually only has to make sense to me for me to do it, and I don't feel like explaining it to anyone else." And just like that, 2026 had its first viral meme. So, here's the thing. We don't actually know much. No one knows what Tamara really does with her buttons. She just said she wanted to see how quick days pass and remind herself to have fun and do a lot of stuff. That's it. That's all the explanation we ever got. A TikToker from Chicago, Ayala, had a pretty good theory. You get two jars. One starts with all 365 buttons, the other is empty. Every day, you move one button over. You literally watch the year drain away, one button at a time. As Caroline put it, it seemed self-explanatory. But Tamara never said if that was right, and that's the beauty of it. Within just 2 weeks, the internet basically decided 2026 is the year of 365 buttons. On January 2nd, Tumblr made it official. Even the Empire State Building posted Tamara's exact words on social media. "It actually only has to make sense to me for me to do it, and I don't feel like explaining it to anyone else." The Philadelphia Eagles posted a video with a giant box of buttons and the caption, "All right, Tamara, now what?" They never got an answer. Nobody did. Then an indie bluegrass band called Karma Creek wrote a whole song called Tamara's Button Song, using her comments as the lyrics. The hashtag number 365 buttons just blew up on TikTok. Thousands of people posting. Some bought real buttons, some drew a button every day, and some people just embraced the idea. So, what did 365 buttons actually become? It wasn't about the buttons anymore. It was about doing something for yourself, without having to explain it to anyone else. It was about not owing anyone an explanation for how you track your time, mark your days, or find meaning in little things. People loved it. Why? Because it was the exact opposite of what the internet usually wants. The internet demands explanations, justification. It wants tutorials, and for everything to be optimized and shareable. Tamara just said no, and by refusing to explain her buttons, she somehow explained everything that felt wrong with the past year. That pressure to be productive all the time. The need to turn every little habit into content. That exhausting feeling that you have to make your life make sense to total strangers. 365 buttons was basically permission. Permission to do your own weird little things. Permission to have your own rituals and not have to justify them. But here's the ironic part. The meme about not explaining yourself became the most explained meme of the year. I mean, think about it. There were articles, Reddit threads, and TikToks all trying to explain the unexplained meme. Everyone was trying to figure out what Tamara meant, while also celebrating that she wouldn't tell them. The Empire State Building, a giant monument to spectacle, posting, "I don't have to explain myself to anyone," might be the funniest thing to happen in early 2026. Heck, even this script you're hearing right now is explaining a meme about not explaining. That's the paradox. We just can't help ourselves. But you know what? Maybe that's okay, because the real power of 365 buttons wasn't the mystery. It was a mirror. When Tamara said, It only has to make sense to me. Everyone who felt that was really saying something about themselves. They were tired. Tired of performing. Tired of making everything easy for others to understand. Tired of turning their private life into public content. 365 buttons was a way to say, I'm being intentional with my time, and I don't owe you the details. So it doesn't matter if you have 2 jars on your desk, or you just like the song about buttons, or you just carry the vibe of Tamara's defiance in your head. The method isn't the point, your own meaning is. So here we are, a few weeks into 2026, the year of 365 buttons. It started with a simple comment about being scared of time, and it turned into a whole movement about reclaiming it. Tamara's original comment is probably gone by now. The trend will fade away. The Eagles will forget about that box of buttons. That band will write a new song. But the lesson? The lesson stays. You don't have to explain yourself. Not to the internet. Not to the algorithm. Not to anyone. If it makes sense to you, that's enough. 365 buttons. If you know, you know. And if you don't, well, ask Tamara. She won't tell you.